podcast character designs done by Demon Artie. Be sure to follow her over on Twitter at ArtieDemon. Welcome everyone back to the Crimson 15 podcast. I'm your host, Crimson Sen.
PCA.
810-454.
Be sure to check us out over on Twitter at C15 Podcast. Join the discussion over on Discord, link in the description below. And if you're enjoying the videos, be sure to sub, like, share, and hit that bell for notifications. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, episode 5, Truth. And we did this one a little late. So we have a couple days from when it premiered. We usually do it like the day of, but so I was hearing stuff from people, and it's the most SJW episode ever. I don't think it is.
No, it has moments in there.
Oh, there's certain beliefs from people, but you have to understand why they feel the way they do.
It portrayed by the certain characters.
Yeah.
So it's not like certain characters that we would expect like they would have a more positive opinion.
I think people have a problem. They're complaining that what is the SJW emblem, but like you said, where it comes from, as opposed to what they really don't like is the exposition in this episode. A lot of talking, a lot of stuff, which I don't mind. I like the characters. That's the thing. A lot of like what their lives are.
But is this the worst episode?
It is, but it's not bad.
But it's not. The thing is, I don't think it's that bad. Here, when we get to the parts where everyone's like, "It's just so SJW," and I'll explain it to you because there's something called context and there's something called understanding where people are coming from and why someone will have a negative attitude about something. And you can't blame them for the way they feel because bad things happen to those people.
But you have to also look at it. It's not SGW is the cop part or the bank part. Not
yeah,
even close.
Because that's the thing. Look what it is right now. And then again, guys, in the comments, I know there's a couple of people that always bring it up. I'm not going to talk to you in the comments because what I say in my videos, it's what I believe. And you believe what you believe. And there's no point in me saying you're wrong and you're yelling at me, I'm wrong. I say what I want. There you go. You like it, you don't like it. That's your business.
As people have said, you're the hero in your own point of view, right? So,
and the thing is, in your opinion, that's fine. But the thing is, we have our opinions too, and there's like you said, we're loggerheads.
Yeah,
there's no point.
I'm not going to go into the comments and argue with you. It's not going to happen. I'm not doing that anymore.
Yeah. Now, if you have a thoughtful point, then I can talk to you about it. Something that's kind of poignant. But if it's just going to be,
if your point is everyone in America is racist, what am I supposed to say to you?
Yeah.
If you honest to God believe that in your heart, what can I say to you?
Yeah.
Whatever. So, we start up the episode with a long recap of everything that went down with Mr. John Walker, Captain America himself, killing people. He murdered that dude.
He murdered him. Dead.
And I do like this because he took off. You gotta go.
Yeah, he just kept running.
Captain America, exit stage left. And he just ran off.
Yeah.
But you can see that it's racking his brain. He's thinking about everything that just happened, and you can tell it's not good.
It's hurting him.
He's having some conflicting feelings.
Very much like PTSD. He's having panic attacks.
Yeah, he's definitely in crisis mode.
Yeah,
he needs help now. So he puts the shield down. He kind of kneels down.
He looks like he's gonna take the mask off and be like, "I'm done."
Or kill himself.
Well,
it gets
I don't know. It gets kind of eerie.
It's pretty scary.
But for this part, we're like, oh, good. He actually feels bad about it. So that maybe this is a good sign,
But, of course, Buck and Sam show up. They're like, Walker, let's, it's over. We're done.
Let's talk about
this. Let's talk about this. We're giving up or we don't want to fight. And then that's when, I wonder if they would have just left him alone, what would have happened. But, of course, they can't he just murdered a guy, so they have to chase him down.
Yeah. Well, Sam does a really good job. But then there's one thing where, it wasn't a mess up, but it was like, oh, you could have saved that for a little bit later.
He tells them out there, okay, this is all done and everything, and he's like, give me the shield. He shouldn't have said that. This is what I goes, Walker's time to go home.
It's time to go home.
Let's go home.
And then when he's on the plane coming back, okay, then you could talk about that, but don't do that right away.
When he's in custody at the U.S., and then you could be like, okay, if the shield's coming back with us.
But he's all like, oh, this is my shield. I'm Captain America.
That's why you want to calm me down. You want the shield.
Yeah, exactly. You almost had me there. You really cared.
This is what it's really about. And I do like the fact is, you don't want to have this fight. Then Bucky's like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah. He's like, I want this more than anything in my entire life.
Well, and also it's like, Walker, you've been really itching the hell out of me. I want this fight. I want to fight.
Are you kidding me? You giving me an excuse.
Prepare yourself to get seriously punched in the face. So they're gonna have a battle, but he's super soldier version of himself now. So yeah, fight's on, and it's a pretty cool fight. I was thinking this should be like the end of an episode.
Yeah, this should have been the end, right?
You know what's funny? A lot of these Falcon and Winter Soldier episodes start with a great battle scene that's like, this should be the end of a movie. Like how good it looks. Got the plane fight, this fight.
But Walker's holding his own.
Yeah, he's doing good.
They're fighting, they're knocking each other around and everything, and then he even gets Bucky and busts his arm up. So it's like, I know Sam's doing his best because he's using his wings. He's knocking him around with his wings, using the thrusters.
But Sam is just getting beat.
But he's a super soldier, and Sam's just a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, oh man, there a couple of times Buck gets the shield. I love that.
Yeah.
He looks so. Damn, that shield looks good on him. I don't care what anyone says. I love it.
I wouldn't mind him being Captain America.
Yeah, he looks pretty good.
But they start. He starts getting Sam knocked to the ground, and he gets Sam in the same murder pose. He's gonna crush him with the shield.
Oh yeah, and then Sam moves out of the way. But yeah, that would have been.
Yeah,
Bucky comes and hits him.
Bucky knocks him out. That's for when he's going for kill shots.
He's going for kill shots.
Walker's going for kill shots.
Yeah,
and it's like, dude, you're gonna kill another. Oh my God, He's done.
He's done.
You're broken.
You're going way over the deep end to the point of like you're gonna go on a murder spree.
Yeah,
almost.
He needs to be in a situation like where Isaac's in, where he just retired somewhere in a home somewhere.
You're done. You're
in the
done.
action.
It's that whole I'm Captain America. I can do whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
No, you can't.
It literally gone to his head, which is sad because, like you said in the first episode or the second episode to this episode,
and then the whole point of like, oh, they killed my guy, so I get to kill his guy. No. If this again, like I said, if this was a fight and everyone's fighting and he throws his shield and it bounces off a wall and it catch that dude in the neck and it like slits his throat and kills him, that's something else. He was on his back begging for his life and you crushed his freaking skull.
And like I said, and this wasn't like a war. This wasn't like
I'm in the battlefield.
I'm in the battlefield to go kill you. This was like, no, he surrendered.
He chased him down.
He said, I surrender. I didn't.
And he wasn't the one that killed him.
No,
it was Carly.
Yeah,
Carly was.
Yeah.
It was like Carly.
This guy didn't let
Carly Beth.
This guy didn't let the super serum get to him. He wasn't one of those that let it get to him where he got violent or anything. He wasn't like that at all.
No, he was the teacher. He was the guy that was like teaching kids.
Yeah.
So yeah, after because look at that face.
It's a killer face.
Yeah, that is a psycho sociopath killer guy now. You're no longer a good guy.
Yeah,
I didn't close.
So yeah, he was willing to kill other good guys because I'm Captain America and I can do whatever the hell I feel like. Yeah, no, that's not how any of this works.
No, and this is
So they kind of because that's when he was going to
really
crush him, but Bucky knocks him out. They get the shield, and I like how they're both like pulling on the shield, but they're both super soldiers, so they're like.
And then freaking Sam comes and he has his thrusters on, so he's kind of like.
He gets a grappling hook on to try to take it from the guy, okay?
Yeah, he starts doing like I love how well Sam uses his wings.
Yes.
Thing. So he's like flipping his wings around and everything. But Walker's he's in kill mode. He's in panic mode is what it is. Yeah. So it's hard to bring down a frantic animal.
Especially one that has super strength.
So I do like the fact that he was pulling on it with the shield and everything. Yeah. He ends up getting it away from him, and I thought this was like a sick move. It gets thrown around, Walker gets it back, and they're trying to pull it off his arm. Kind of very Thanos pulling the gauntlet off.
Yeah.
They freaking break his arm to pull that thing off.
He breaks it, he hooks it and gets his thrusters in him.
Yeah.
And he breaks at the elbow.
He's pulling it this way. So the only way that's going to go is if you're going to snap right here.
Oh, that crunch.
And the crazy part is he still keeps fighting. Dude, you're done. You have only one arm.
That's my shield. And it's like, dude, you got one arm. We are both capable, and they do this cool slam thing.
Yeah, like because he's holding, he uses the thrusters and he uses the shield and boom!
I don't know who does the fight choreography, but man, they know what they're doing.
Oh, it's incredible. It was. Oh, and Walker's done. He's like.
And I thought this is super poignant. You know, after the fight, Walker's knocked the hell out. Then Sam picks up the shield and he's trying to like rub the blood off because. That blood doesn't deserve to be on that shield.
No, not at all. You can almost see like it's sad because he does see the shield as reverent. It's like, oh, this means something.
This belonged to my friend.
Yeah. This meant so much more than just to be a tool for
murder. Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, before it gets Bucky out, and then he just gives it to Sam.
Yeah.
Well,
he kind of just drops on him.
And it's that look because it's like, look, don't lose this again.
Yeah.
And then literally trying to talk to Bucky, and Bucky's not even saying a word.
He just walks out
because he feels so. Because think about it, if he never would have gave up the shield, would any of this have happened?
No.
Yeah, people are responsible for their own action, but at the same time, this wouldn't even started.
The wheels wouldn't have been turning. Walker never would have been made Captain America, and this never would have happened.
And the pressure never would have got to him, and then all this stuff. Because, like, regardless, even if he didn't go on a murder streak, he was not handling the title of Captain America very well.
Not at all.
But at the same time, Sam cannot be responsible for another man's actions.
No.
Correct.
But at the same time, if you would have just kept it, none of it would happen.
Yeah, it's almost
hindsight's 2020, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like if you had a time machine or time stone.
Because like you were saying that Sam probably thought they were just gonna leave it in the Smithsonian, but that didn't happen.
It didn't happen.
Ugh. So,
and like I said, Sam was scared of it, let alone another human, taking that mantle.
so this I want to call it the CGC. Those are the people that raid comic books.
Yeah,
whatever
man.
this thing was, the CGD or
CGDW
whatever. Yeah, whatever the hell it's called. So they're raiding all the camps these people have been out. So they're arresting all the normal people. And so here's the thing, Carly. You're more people are getting arrested and stuff now.
Yep.
More people are getting.
They were willing to put up with you to a point. Now that's off the limits. You're a killer.
So anyone that's been part of
Associated
these
with you?
camps are done. They're going to be arrested
Because of
and they're gonna
you. Because of what you're doing, and that's just a fact.
And I was afraid of that because now it's going to push her even more. What happened?
Oh, and Walker broke Sam's wings.
Yes,
snapped
he
them.
ripped him off.
I forgot about that.
And it's funny how we look at Walker and how you said he's frightened. What is Carly now?
Frightened.
She's frightened. And what does any animal do when they're frightened?
You've been a corner, they bite, they fight, they scream, they do everything.
Exactly. It's like when you get like a dog or a wolf and you corner it, it's gonna
fight back. Even if it's like you have 10 guys with spears, it's gonna leap at you.
It's gonna leap at you.
And it's gonna try.
Because it knows I got maybe 9% chance it might work.
Yeah. 0.5%.
And then let alone then it's gonna kill me. But yeah. So this is where we.
So then we see that the military's in there now, and the Sam's guy. Remember from the first episode?
Yeah.
He's there. He's like, oh, he's trying to be
Kind of
like upbeat. And he's
But
like,
not the
man,
time.
what happened to these wings? And Sam's not saying anything. Oh, okay. We can't find that Carly girl. She disappeared or whatever. But we have to keep an eye on her. And he's still trying to give updates. But they just had this like traumatic Captain America experience.
Yeah, so it's like not really.
And he's like, whatever you gotta say, man. Just keep an eye on things.
And then I love all the fact that he like has to like say like, oh, Aunt Carly, she's really good at this stuff. I'm like, that's the last thing I want to hear right now. Like, I don't need to hear how much better she
and
is.
basically, this guy tells him, "Look, you guys are going to be sidelined. They're taking over this whole operation."
So would
the
you say
government."
his wings were clipped?
Oh, they got snapped too. But I like how Sam has the shield, and I like how his buddy didn't like. Oh, that shield belongs to the government. Like he's like,
Yeah.
He knows
like,
that's yours.
That's cool.
It's on the down low.
That's super cool that he was like that.
Yeah.
So like Sam kind of puts the shield away, and I'm like, well, that's that this was more foobarred than anything that ever could happen because Zemo's missing too.
Yep.
And he's like, and he looks over at Buck. He's like, you gonna take care of Zemo, and just turns his back. and walks
okay.
He
away.
isn't. Buck's not saying nothing.
No, he's like, okay, we're done.
So then we get the whole, he's back, and he's
Court
this
martial.
is his Senate hearing.
Yeah.
He's oh, everyone's like yelling, screaming because everyone recorded Captain America murdering a guy on the steps.
Yep, and that is not good.
They caught my boy in 4K.
My question is,
4K.
should have had a sign. Someone should have a sign saying you're not Steve Rogers. No one had a sign like that. I was hoping for that
Yeah.
because it's true. You're not.
So he's in front of the Senate committee, and they're 100% true. They basically stripped him all titles. He's other than dishonorably discharged, which isn't the worst. It's the second to
Or
worst.
second to worst. And
Loses everything. You have no titles. You don't work for the government. You're no longer Captain America.
And he starts raising his voice, getting mad. And then the senators tell him, "You're lucky you're not court-martialed. You're lucky you're not in jail.
yeah, you probably killed someone.
Yeah.
Execution
because
style.
of what you did in the past is what saved you."
And he's like, oh, to understand the circumstances. What circumstances? The man gave up. You arrest him, you bring him in, and they can interrogate him for information.
And the guy says, "What circumstances? We know the circumstances. There's nothing to say."
Because this isn't a trial where you get to speak your mind or whatever. We're telling you what's happening.
Yeah,
This is a mandate.
And they already looked into it. They said we looked into it. There's nothing that would have helped you here.
I am Captain America.
Yeah, he's gone full crazy. He's gone nutso.
Last time I checked, you ain't boy. And I said, oh, then everything. He's like, not anymore. And then he just gets up and walks away, and he's like, you got to return that shield. But of course, he doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it. Yeah.
But so sorry, Walker, you're 1,000,000% in the wrong.
Yeah,
There's no.
And that's not a commendation on Captain America.
no.
That's a commendation on him. He screwed up.
Yeah.
And see, this episode's a lot about people and their actions and their point of views. And I feel like this is where I think a lot of people maybe missed it. Is that you're putting your feelings into it, but it's point of view and people.
But you can see Walker isn't well. I mean,
No.
look at this. Look at that face right there. He has his hand on his head.
And his wife's like,
He's going back and forth. I did the right thing. I'm Captain America. I avenged my buddy. Then he knows what he did was
But
wrong.
then there's that twinge of truth that's like, no, I killed an innocent, not innocent, but I killed a man that surrendered.
Yeah.
"Yep."
And that's why he puts like you said, he feels both of it.
So, remember the there's going to be a new character introduced in episode 5. Here's the MCU blue balls. I don't believe any anymore. WandaVision ruined that for me.
Guess what? It doesn't bother me anymore because I don't expect anything. So I didn't bother me.
So
I don't
this is
care.
the character?
Yeah, it's some random.
So, what's your face from Seinfeld shows up?
Yeah, exactly.
Or Veep when she was president. Is she here now?
So she sits down and starts talking to Walker, but she introduces herself. I'm Cornetessa Alexia, blah, 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 which is a million names. But she's like kind of being weird and quirky about the way she's talking.
Yeah.
It almost has like an evil Darcy feel, and I don't like it.
Yeah, like
it just bothers me. I just don't like
this
that.
could be Darcy's mom.
Yeah, if Darcy was like a master villain.
Yeah, I just thought of that right now. Like, yeah, she's Darcy all the way. It's ridiculous.
And then she sits down and starts talking to Walker, and his wife's like, "Excuse me," and she just ignores the wife completely.
Yeah.
You know what? I just gotta let you. This is how she talks. You know what? You did the right thing. But you couldn't let that guy get away with what he did. And they don't understand that. You see those guys with all the ties and the buttons, they got stuff to protect, but you and me both know you did the right thing. So she's like stroking his ego.
And literally said, this is the second best choice you made.
Yeah.
Like, really?
And the first best choice is contacting me. Besides marrying this beautiful woman right here. And it's like, I don't like the voice. I don't like this like way of talking.
And not only that, how insulting is that to the wife saying that? The second missing, what are you talking about?
So you're saying
she's being a damn weirdo. I don't like this character one bit.
So calling you is the best idea, marrying my wife and murdering this man. this is your list of life.
Oh yeah, we know you don't have the shield, so don't worry about it.
But then they're like, well, don't worry about it because technically it's not owned by the government, so you don't really.
It's a little bit of a gray area.
And I'm like, so
okay. Please God, tell me she talks like that the whole entire series. Every time, no matter what the situation, she talks like this.
When someone's trying to be like kind of evil and saying things like a certain way, why can't they do it like Garrick from DS9? He was the best at that.
Yeah.
Where you just had that way of doing it like he knew it was. I like it when he did it.
But you know what?
Or even how Zemo does it.
I think because the reason why is because those characters play it aloof. Like, they act like they're being stupid, but really they're not. She's acting kind of like this weird, like, too cute. You're acting too,
you're being too cute for your own good. Just tone it down about like half.
Tone it down a tad.
That was bad. It was bad.
Yeah.
Tell you, it was Darcy, guy.
And then Jerry shows up. What's going on?
Kramer opens the door. Guys, I don't know. He's all...
Kramer. He opens the door.
Why is this happening? So Carly shows up at that same place they were. It's the GRC.
GRC.
I'm not going to remember. I'm going to say it wrong like 50 different ways. So they go back to that old school, and it's all wiped out. Everyone got arrested and taken away. Well, and then one guy with the long hair is almost looking at Carly like, is this what you wanted?
Again, I kind of like this because he's kind of like...
I think he's going to turn on her.
He's going to have to. I wonder if she's going to kill him.
Because, remember, he didn't like the fact they killed those guards. And she already saw she was acting crazy there. And then what she says here...
we have to take it up to the next level. They won't listen until we make them listen.
And we're going to have to bring the fight to them. No.
This is not going to get you anywhere. You're just making it worse.
And again, what I love about it is showing people and points of view. Because Walker and her
Same person.
Just on different sides of the coin.
Different sides.
Oh, for the things that happen to me, I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want.
Exactly.
Oh, I'm Captain America. I'm allowed to do whatever the hell I want.
But guess what? Look what you're leaving in your wake. Innocent people are getting dried up. Are getting picked up, and
people are being killed, and people are being
arrested and being thrown in caskets
because they're harboring terrorists now.
Yeah.
Instead of just being like a fringe group, you've murdered people now. So anyone who helps you is evading murderers.
And guess what? Now you're not going to get the help you once did.
Exactly.
People are not going to want to go to jail.
Your public eye is going to change now.
But that exact opposite happens.
I know.
They get more people joining.
Which is
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm thinking. A real world situation.
Yeah. Because but again, eventually people will stop But I don't know why in the show it doesn't happen.
That's part of the worst part of the episode. But we'll talk about when we get to it.
So we get to like a statue of some family, and this is the Sokovia thing where the memorial. And
he talked about that earlier too.
Yeah, so Zemo's standing there, and then of course Bucky shows up. He's like, "Oh, I thought you'd be here earlier," and he's like, Carly has been radicalized beyond redemption.
Yep.
I try to tell Sam, but much like Steve Rogers, he's bullheaded. Yeah. He just doesn't want to give up. But you know what to do. And then this whole scene, it's like, what's Zemo's game
What's
here?
game? Yeah, I was like,
why didn't he disappear?
And that's what I'm thinking. Unless he knew that Wakanda was so good that they would eventually get him.
But also too, you were saying native earlier. Did they have like a secret code? Or
I thought that
I was like,
because he was too he was too confident that he just sat there like this, and I'm like, dude, like. Bucky's either gonna hurt you, capture you, or kill you.
So then, Bucky had a gun at his side. It's like a SIG P226, I think. And he picks up the gun and points right at Zemo's head. But here's the thing. Credit to Zemo. He just stands there.
Like he's going to take it.
Yeah, that's super crazy.
But you got to remember, though, I think the sad part about Zemo, he wants to die.
Yeah.
He wants to be like, I saved the world.
I died for my cause.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
I'm dead. Because he wants to be with his family. That's what he really wants.
So he puts the gun to his head. He doesn't. He's like, you
That's
know what I
such a
love?
cool scene.
Kenny, when he's dropping all those bullets, isn't that just like an awesome looking scene? I just freaking love that.
Yeah, saying, told you, I could have killed you, but I just want you to think I was going to kill you.
And that's what I love about it, because he goes, I'm finally free. I don't have to be the murderer. I'm
Then-
not the Winter Soldier.
Then Wakanda shows up. So like, oh, they're turning him in. I thought they were gonna kill him.
I thought they were going to kill him, too. I was like,
I'm pretty sure you talked to them.
Yeah.
Bucky.
What I love about this whole situation is Zemo's like, ladies.
yeah, ladies.
You know, I'm sorry. He likes Zemo more and more, and I don't need to like this guy because he's a piece of crap.
So they got him. He's captured, and then they're talking. She's like, they're taking him to the raft. So he's not going to be in a normal prison. He's going to be in that prison in the middle of the effing ocean.
Yeah, so it's going to be like super secure. This is for housing superheroes and
super
criminals.
villains, yeah.
And then, she's like, hey, after all this, not saying he's not welcome in Wakanda, but she's basically telling him, hey, lay low for a while.
Yeah, don't come back for like a year or two. Let everyone kind of...
Let this mull over for a while.
Yeah.
But then he's like, hey, can I ask you for one more favor? I'm like, ooh, I wonder what that's going to be. We don't know what that is.
We don't know.
We get back, we get to Sam, and he's in Baltimore. It's nighttime, so he's going to go talk to Isaiah. He has with him, and he sees that one guy. So I need to talk to your grandpa. Oh, he's in the house. He's in the back. So he goes in to talk to him. And then I'm thinking this is where everyone thought, this is so SJW. I'll explain. Mm-hmm. So he gets back there. He's like watering some plants and stuff. And he's like, is that what I think it is? He's like, they're going to leave it in the bag. I don't want to see it. He doesn't want to see the shield.
Yeah. He's like, okay.
But he's like, I came here because I need to understand. What happened to
it.
you? What happened? And he basically kind of goes through his whole history, and it's effed up.
Yeah.
What happened to Isaiah was wrong. 1,000,000% wrong. It couldn't get any more wrong.
It was such a raw deal that I don't think a lot of people could be normal after this.
Because I don't think he knew he was taking a super soldier serum. They said it was just like whatever.
I thought he said for some kind of like medical.
Like it was like a vaccine or something.
Yeah.
But, and he's like, yeah, some of us took well to it and others just died off and got sick.
Yeah, like
he goes,
mission.
He goes, they need to be doing missions. And some guys got captured, some of his buddies. And they were going to blow up the POW camp.
So they didn't want them to figure out the serum.
The serum. So he's like, F that. He broke them out. Like, he broke out of his containment, went in there, brought back his boys. He goes, but what was the point? They ended up dying anyways later on.
They died like probably a couple months later.
Because they weren't taking to the serum.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's like, well, the government betrayed me. They were going to kill my men. So he has a bone to pick with the military, with the government.
And remember, this happened in the 1950s. And different time.
And this is where, again, we get points of view. And also, another interesting concept, you can separate your country from your government.
Big difference.
But Isaiah can't.
But Isaiah can't.
Because the things that happened and how when he was thrown in jail, they told his wife that he was dead. And then she wrote him letters and stuff. They never let him keep them. So never even read them.
Yeah.
So he basically got railroaded, lambasted, and freaking treated. And he fought for the country and he did great things. And they still did this to him.
Yeah. He could have been technically the next Steve Rogers because it worked. And they could have been like, oh, you're going to be the new Captain America, is this? And the government did him wrong.
I think they did it because they wanted to duplicate it. And Steve Rogers was missing at that time, so that's why they used him. That's just my theory.
Well, yeah, but
I don't think it had to do with his skin color,
but also they threw him in jail and they wouldn't let him out.
Yeah. And then again, they were testing on him so they can make more serum.
And it never worked. Remember, they did that with Rogers too. Remember, they kept drawing his blood and it just never.
Yeah. And like I said,
there's a huge scar. They probably took parts of his liver and stuff too.
Yeah, because they could regrow, and if you're a super soldier, it goes even faster. So they can be like, oh, we can cut half of you up and then.
But Sam's talking to him. He's like, but like you said, like you could have been this and that. He's like, oh, I don't know. They do that, and then he's like, they would never let a black man be Captain America. This is from Isaiah's point of view.
But Sam should have told him, yes, they would.
But like what I want to say, but why? Well, let me have a big argument with you.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's wrong though. At that point, he's wrong.
But from Isaiah's point of view, the thing is, when someone's been so wronged and their mind is so blinded with hatred and with violence and with revenge, it's hard to turn that person.
And also, since Sam knows how to do things, how to like calm people down. One of the things you want to do with someone is vindicate them. Is to tell them that
you validated your feelings.
Yeah, there you go. Not vindicated, validated. Validate their feelings.
But the thing is, the person who wrote this does believe that.
That's
ridiculous.
And I'm sure there's people in our comments who, honest to God, truly believe this.
Yes.
That America hates all black people. They hate black people so much they elected a black man to president 2 times in a row. Because they just can't stand.
But in the context of the show, that's not what's being portrayed.
And like I said, and what I would always tell people, government can always be bad,
but
America.
And then he's like, no self-respecting black man would ever want to carry that shield or those
stars
colors
and stripes. For the
So you're basically I'm not self-respecting because I'm carrying it
for
now.
the what he said, the white skin, blue eye.
Yeah, for the blonde hair, for that white man shield. And here we go. This is my let's say your grandpa. He was a POW in Japan. Ask him what his opinion of Japanese people are.
Probably not the best.
Like, hey, Grandpa, we're friendly now. We work together. I would never. What would exactly? So is that great Grandpa right about Japanese people? Of course not. But what he went through, it's going to be so hard for him to see past that.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I can make a little more lighthearted analogy because it'd be like telling your grandpa when Nintendo first came out, "Oh, that's from Japan. Screw those Japanese people."
Well, like,
that's what he might say.
There's some older people, even like my grandpa. I'm never buy an import for thing. You know, it needs to be just Americans. Those Japanese. Da, da, da. It's not about that anymore, Grandpa.
Yeah, and also, and it happens to everyone, every race, every country. China does not have a very fond particular of Japan at all.
Because Japan did some horrific stuff.
Look
Look it
up.
up.
China's doing it now, though.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I'm saying. And then it keeps going on. So yes, if you keep going back, there is going to be things like that. But again, though, it's from his point
There
of view.
is a wonderful science fiction show called The Orville,
I was about
where
to say this.
one of the people, his best friend, comes to meet him. Oh, because they fought this war together.
Versus the Krill.
You saved me. You're my buddy. You know, we were out on the thing for like 3 weeks. They were stranded, but they kept each other alive. So he came back to him. It's like, oh man, it's so nice to see you. And they're starting to do peace talks with the people they were fighting.
Yeah.
And then his best friend was going to kill all of those people in the peace talks. And he's like, you can't do this. But what they did to me, my family, they don't deserve to have peace. In any war, there's going to be that person that was wronged and they're never going to let it go. But his friend's like, but this is a step towards peace. We can say, but what about my family? They're never coming back.
But the thing is, this guy, when the over was even worse, is he was killing them still. Yeah. See, Isaiah's not killing, anybody.
But
the same feelings are there.
All those feelings are there. And then he basically, his friend ended up, because he had like a suicide bomb situation going on. And then he basically just kind of let his friend jump out of the ship and then let the ship detonate.
That's such a good episode.
It is very
and
good.
because the thing is, because he's such a happy-go-lucky guy, and to have this horrific thing where he had to give up on his friend, because he's like, my loyalty to him, he saved my life, I saved his life, but now he has this in his head that he can never move forward.
Yep.
This alien race, these Krill, they're always evil. They're never going to be good. Right. You can't do, because they will never be safe. But they were taking steps.
God, I was thinking the same thing when you mentioned this analogy. Yes. It's perfect.
But in his mind, is he right?
Exactly. From his point of view, there's no way that's going to change.
But he must be right then.
He must be right.
No, exactly. Right? See, but in his own mind.
But he's not right
but
in
the
context.
But you're going to live a life of bitterness and sadness. I'm sorry, I can never imagine the pain you've been through, but you cannot hold on to it forever.
Yeah, it's so
especially when there has been steps and leaps and bounds.
Oh, I know. That's the thing you have to recognize. And the thing is, the name of the episode was Blood of the Patriots, so that was perfect.
Such a good episode.
Very good episode. And
watch it. Please watch Orville. I know we're not supposed to.
And what I like about it is that in this episode, Sam's processing this. He's hurt. He's confused. But
you can't buy into it.
I like that though, because it's showing that, like, man, I got a lot to process. I have a lot to think
And the name
about.
of the episode's Truth. Isaiah's truth isn't my truth. And it isn't Sam's truth, which isn't Bucky's truth. Because you have to go on your inside and how you feel about something. There's facts. Then okay, like scientific and mathematics, but when it comes to like feelings and emotions, what's fact?
Exactly.
But then there's ultimate truth, and that's the truth. That's the real truth.
But then again though, what is also true with, like, for Walker and for Carly?
Yeah, I'm Captain America. That's my truth.
And people are being moved about my position. That's my truth.
I think a lot of that was missed on a lot of people.
Yeah,
this episode.
So when people keep screaming SJW, I don't see it there because I understand Isaiah.
You know what's funny about this episode?
I don't agree with it one bit.
I don't agree with it. I can understand you without agreeing with you. That is possible,
exactly,
guys.
Yeah, you can go talk to someone like Isaiah and be like, you know what? I will disagree. Agree with the disagree.
Why can't we have more stuff like this if they want to bring the SJW stuff in, where it's context and it makes sense in the world instead of just being, oh, that evil banker, the cops are just going to arrest black people.
Tell you the truth, what I would have named this episode, which is a good answer for the truth, I would have been using the classic "What is Truth?"
Yeah,
should have been this name of this episode, because literally everyone's telling their part. And you have to...
Yeah. And to Isaiah, I'm not going to tell you, Isaiah, that your feelings are wrong. They're 100% validated.
Yeah.
Because what they did to you was horrific.
Yeah, what the government did
But that's not the same government. He believes it is, but it's not.
And then again, that's not America. America didn't all vote and say, you know what? We're
Yeah.
gonna put Isaiah in this prison and we're gonna freaking take him to the numbers.
Those bad men did that to you.
Yes. And like you said, there's always bad men everywhere.
Yeah.
But
And
the
that
thing is, they
sucks.
were going to let Sam be Captain America, but he didn't want to be.
And-
They weren't going to take it from him. See,
No.
that's why I said that's BS, Isaiah.
Yeah, see, but again,
But he doesn't even know how that even went
No,
down.
I
he
know,
didn't.
and again, his point of view, and that's just
So there you go. Everyone who said the most SJW episode ever.
No, there was other ones.
There's ones.
There's
I
other
think
ones.
the other stuff, the more subtly stupid SJW stuff. When you put it out there and you put a spotlight on it, we can talk about it.
yeah. Like I said, when you have things like this, we can have discussion. The other ones, there's no.
And you don't have to agree with
No,
me or
no.
you or anyone else. You can have your truth, and that's fine.
Mhm.
And that's what makes America wonderful, because you can believe what you want.
And again, it's kind of weird. This could have been this series' Theseus topic.
Yeah, remember with the WandaVision?
Vision, the both visions, yeah.
Because where it's like, yeah, that's his truth, but then also there's other truth. There's other people's point of views, people's different life experiences that add to this.
Because you play this game where, okay, Isaiah, what makes you? At what point do you believe that it's not the way you think it is?
Yeah.
Electing a black man to presidency 2 times in a row, overwhelmingly, that doesn't count. That means nothing. See, there's what I'm getting. See,
Yeah.
because when you go so far down the rabbit hole, there's nothing you can ever change it. I don't know what to say to you.
Then you're like, again, almost like back to the therapy with Bucky and Sam. Is there anything you like about each other? Anything? And then literally it tells it, is there anything you like about what you're doing right now? Anything?
He just seems like a sad, bitter old man, and I'm sorry those horrible things happened to you.
happened
But remember, Sam told him at the very beginning, don't do the old...
Better old man crap with me.
And that's what he's doing.
He's like, I'm from the South, yeah. When I came back to burning crosses. Yeah, how about the guys that came back from Vietnam and they were spit on and treated like
Yeah.
crap too? Yeah, I'm not saying everything America's ever done is wonderful and great. There's been some horrible crap. But at the same time, you can't judge the actions of these groups of people. Some of that.
And guess what?
penciled-
Every country has their crap. Every country.
And then also
every country.
comparing it to what's now. Like
It's not even close.
it's different now.
Yeah.
So then Sam, has to think about everything Isaiah said, everything that he knew from Steve, everything he felt, everything Walker's gone through. So he's
True.
feeling all these perspectives of Captain America.
But here's the thing. Another thing is, I need to realize if it was true, like you said, it was so racist, wouldn't Walker still be Captain America? Would they not cared? If it was so racist. Well, he's a white guy. It's okay, right?
They stripped him of everything.
Yeah,
stripped
they
him
stripped
of
him of everything. He's done.
Oh, they did it because he made the white man look bad. See, there's no way you can win this.
No.
this conversation.
I know. I'm just
I
saying.
can already read the comments from there's about 3 or 4 commenters who always want to come in and talk about all this, and it's always the most. It's so easy. I can just open MSNBC. Okay, I know what you think. I don't need to think anything. You don't need to type it.
So
You have
copy pasted leftist propaganda.
Yeah.
I get it.
Your avatar is Rachel Maddow. Okay, we know.
but I do like what you said, that he's conflating everything that's Captain
All
America.
the Captain Americas.
all the Captain Americas.
So now we get to the point of the show where it just becomes family time, which I enjoy.
Yeah, like a
So-
buddy family
I
time.
think they hated this part more than anything, but I think they conflated what happened in the previous scene. That's why I think.
Because he called his sister, I'm coming home.
I'm coming home.
So he shows back up home. There, let's get the boat fixed. He's fixing the netting, and he's like, yeah, before we sell the boat, we'll take it out one last time. There was a spot your grandpa showed me, man. It's where all the good fish are. So he's trying to be the.
yeah,
it's
last
just like,
little memory.
this is
you
like, we can't sell the boat. Well, she tried to sell it, but the guy's like, it'd be after all the repairs, it won't be worth more. It's upside down.
Yeah.
So the more money you put into it, you're never gonna make it
then
back.
he said something in Vietnamese and we didn't know what it was.
Which is kind of funny. Like, again, I love this kind of family buddy stuff. I love
But the
it.
thing is, you have to like the characters. And
Yes.
since we like the characters, we don't mind
again,
this.
I like Sam. I like Sam.
Yeah.
a
And
lot.
Sam's talking to his sister, and he's like, well, so you don't want to sell? Well, it's not worth anything. He's like, I'll fix it up. Basically doing a remodel so you can sell it.
Yeah.
So we go to, instead of house hunters, it's fishing boat hunters. And this just becomes a remodeling show for the next 20 minutes.
And it's kind of nice.
I like it.
Yeah.
Don't mind.
And I do like the fact that they talk about how, like, wait a minute, Sam's been calling a lot of favors, through his missions, and he's like, ding.
Because it's like, you know what? Because the boys are going off to school. Hey, I threw some extra food in here. Make sure you give some to these other 2 kids
Yes.
because he knows they don't get lunches.
And then he thought, hey, didn't mom feed everybody in this neighborhood?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
yeah.
for
She's
years.
like, well, we never asked for help from anybody. So I think it's about time we start calling the community. It's like, oh, bring the community together.
Yes.
I like this.
I like this. Granted, can we also say you can make a phone call to Pepper?
Yeah,
but,
but Pepper Potts, just drop a couple stacks on me. It's just,
but again, this
It's
whole
alone and she looks the other way. Okay, it's forgiven.
but this community idea is good.
I like it.
I like it too. I do.
So basically, he calls in, not saying I'm calling the favor you owe me, but it's like, everything that my mom and dad did. They helped everyone when they didn't have. and they still gave.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm asking you to just give back a little bit of that.
Yeah.
And people do.
And they did. Hooray.
And a lot of people did, which was nice. Like, oh, they're going to come paint. They're going to give them this. They're going to fix
I got
this.
a couple parts. I had some things.
And this one heavy thing, like, we can't lift it. All of a sudden, whoop, it gets lifted up.
Yeah, well, yeah.
He's lifting like it's nothing.
So, and Buck's like, hey, I also got this thing from Wakanda. So that was the favor.
The favor.
He doesn't open it. It's got to be wings, right?
It's got to be wings.
I want to see what I got to see what's in the box, right?
Why he should have opened it and it should have been like Pulp Fiction. Oh, it's all
It's
gone.
all gone. We don't know what's inside.
So,
but that's the MacGuffin, okay? The MacGuffin of the story.
So he's like, oh wow. He's like, he's like, you're not done here, and he's like, I'm just kind of hanging out, and he's basically asking Sam just to ask me to help.
Yeah, ask me to help. Yeah.
So some pipes like bursting or whatever, and then Sam's trying to fix it, of course, because Buck is super strong. He just grabs it and just like locks it down.
He says, "Why don't you use your arm?" He goes, "I didn't think of that." Like,
because I'm so used to my arm now that I don't think it's a super arm.
Yeah. I just think it's like using
then Sam's sister gets a little fresh on him, and they kind of flirt a little bit.
Well, it was funny because I even said to him beforehand, I'm like, just to get back at Sam, he should just flirt with her.
But that's so wrong.
Yeah, I know, but I was just like, but not like.
Remember, Bucky's a good-looking guy. She's like, "Yeah, you're good-looking."
His hands for a white boy. So he's been like, "Hey, how you doing?"
And she's like, "Oh, hey," like kind of a little bit different, a little bit flirty, and Sam's like, "Oh, what's this?" Like, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
That's just great stuff, right there.
Again, it's funny, buddy.
I like
comedy.
it. So basically, now it's Forrest Gump and Lieutenant Dan are going to work on the boat together, and that's fine. And I absolutely love this. So they're playing music. He's sanding boards. It's a montage. It's
beautiful.
Guys, we all work together. We can get it done on time. I know it.
And it's funny how like the therapist lady could never do this in a million years, but since with everything they've been through, they're building this relationship now.
So they're down there working on the engine. Yep. They're painting. They're sanding. I like how Sam's trying to undo like some of the siding, and he just grabs it and rips it off because he's so strong.
He's looking like, I could have did that, but it took me 10 minutes, man.
But I like it. They're working together. And then he's like, then he start talking about what was her name? The bad guy, the flag smasher lady.
Carly.
But we don't she's not going to give up. He's like,
she's underground right now. If we can't find her,
and he's like, do you got a plan for when you get to her? Because Zemo thinks there's only one way. And then Sam doesn't really say anything. He's like, well, I got my boy on it. So that one guy. Mm-hmm. So I don't think Sam wants to kill her.
No.
Here's the thing. If they're in a combat situation and she ends up dying, fine. But he's going to try to talk her down.
I think she might just kill herself.
Or
she's not going to go. She's not going without a bang.
She might be crazy and like blow herself up.
I think
she might go on a flash of glory. Yeah.
Or I think it might be a situation. Remember, like in Spider-Man. Remember when you tried to set him up and slam him with this thing and he ended up killing herself? Yeah. Like trying to kill Sam. Even though he was trying to talk him down, and because he's crazy, because the serum makes you. I think this version of the serum makes you crazier.
I think it's way worse. I think it's worse than what Bucky got. I don't think Bucky even got this one.
I think there's got to be something because
it's diluted. Definitely, there's something wrong with
amplifying your traits like times like 20. Like it's not even just like times 10. It's like freaking crazy.
So they're still working. Like a couple dudes drinking some beers, and he's like, I got my flight and I got a hotel room. Bucky just asked to stay. But he's like dropping all the little hints.
It sounds like, just stay, dude. You don't have to get a hotel room.
He's like, dude, don't play this game. Just stay here.
It's like, we don't care who you are or what you did. Like,
we'll take you if you have 6 toes, whatever. We don't care in this area.
So that's nice. It's kind of cool to see that Bucky does have a family with Sam.
Yes.
He's not just a battle buddy. It's not just his friend. It's kind of like his family now, which is cool. I like that.
It's growing into that. It's like really nice. And of course, the joke, like, I flirted my sister, you're freaking dead.
He's like, what are you talking about?
You're flirting.
You know what you're doing. You're doing it.
That little face he makes out like. Then we get to
Walker.
Walker went to
his friend's
family because they had the funeral for him, and he's straight up lying.
Yeah.
I had to kill him because what he did. He didn't kill him.
And she literally says, "Is he the one that killed my son?" And she goes, "Yes, you're lying. You're lying.
Walker, you lying sack of suds. Yep. You're a piece of garbage. You freaking lying to a grieving mother. You're a piece of garbage.
You're a piece of garbage." And
you have this photo of him, and he always looked up to you, and he was so proud.
When he heard you were becoming Captain America, it's all you would talk about. And
dude, you're
Walker,
lying.
you lying sack of.
And then the problem is that's feeding his problem. It's feeding his ego of thinking, I did the right thing.
No, he's lying. I know I was right. She's telling me it's right.
She's telling me it's right.
But the daughter looked a little more apprehensive.
Well, because she probably looked at the hearing and said, no, this person had nothing to do with...
Yeah, I think the daughter's a little more suspicious, but the parents just are going to believe it. They're just not going to...
Yeah. Well, because they're grieving and they want to hear something, like...
So he lies to a grieving family. What a piece of garbage. Then he walks out and he sees a Captain America, cap his back freaking poster, and he's like,
I think I need to see. But like literally, why don't he say, you know what, your killer's still out there, but I'm gonna go get vengeance.
No, he wants to prove what he did was right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
he
should have told them that.
Yeah.
What if it's so wrong with that?
But once you tell your lie, you got to keep telling your lie.
Yeah.
You can't let it go because eventually even you'll believe your lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what he's trying to do. He's convincing himself.
Then we get an interesting. Is it Sharon or Shannon? It's Sharon, right? Sharon
so.
caught her.
Maybe Shannon.
Is it Shannon?
I don't remember.
Get kicked right in the cannon. So I think it's Sharon.
But she's doing something.
She's calling someone up because she's doing because she's one of those underground bad good guy people.
No, but she's almost, you would think she's a broker, right?
I think she might be the power broker.
Broker.
She
Yeah.
could be, and that would be an interesting plot twist.
She's talking to some French guy because he's like yelling in French, and then she's like holds the phone away from her. Okay, are you finished? I got a job for you. I'll pay you double.
Pay you double.
It's like what she's setting up.
And then I'm thinking, is this a double cross for them? Or is it a not? Is it a favor from Sam? We don't know. It's all up in the air.
We get back. Buck's sleeping, and he wakes up, and the boys are playing with the shield.
And they're just being silly.
They're just being silly kids, whatever. He's like, hey, don't put it back on. They just run away.
He's like, put it back.
See, after everything Isaiah just said, look at these boys playing with the shield. It means something to them still.
Exactly.
So I'm so glad. See, this is why it's not totally SJW at all, in a lot of ways, because they're showing the other side.
Yeah, they're giving
it means
you
a symbol.
They're giving you the argument. You choose what you want to believe.
Yeah.
And then even Buck kind of reacts to that, the kids with the shield, and he's like, he's kind of laying there and thinking. Then we get some more cool exterior shots, him walking out. I just love that. And he's like looking at the ocean. I love it. I think it's so cool.
It's awesome.
I love Buck. He's such a cool guy.
Buck
right
looking
there.
in the ocean in Louisiana, New Orleans.
So, he walks downstairs and sees Sam's working on the engine. He's like, oh, hold this while I do this. And then they're just doing stuff. Well, we got to strip this and open up the crankshaft and all that kind of stuff. And, they're still working on it. And this is good for them because this has nothing to do with saving the world. This is just some good old get your hands dirty, fix something, feel good about accomplishing something, help your family, and that's just as important as going out there and fighting some more.
And
Yes.
Sam and Bucky are not only fixing the boat, they're fixing themselves.
Yeah.
It's kind of healing themselves a little bit.
So they have the water pump taken apart, and they're like fixing it, and the sister's like, I told you I went in the damn water pump. Why is the water pump taken apart? It's like, okay, we thought we'd be done before you came
Yeah,
back.
that's why excuse.
That's why he did it.
I promise you, I swear I thought you'd never find out. That's not a good excuse.
Because I don't tell you how to do barrel rolls in that Falcon suit, so why are you going to tell me how to run this boat? Get
She's
out
like,
of here.
Get out of here, get out of here. And then they go and walk away, and they're like, I know there's something wrong with that water pump.
Yeah, it's like, I know it.
I love this stuff. This stuff is so fun. It's just absolutely amazing.
And then we get our moment.
This is a great scene, too.
Yes.
We see the shield.
And we're like, ooh, through that.
And Sam's practicing with the shield.
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing a couple bounces. Bing, bing.
And what we love about that, it kind of shows us that Sam took what
Isaiah
Isaac said, but then he's still gonna pick it up.
Yeah, Isaiah's truth. I understand it. I
Not
took
my
it in.
truth.
I know what happened to him was wrong, but I can't let that dictate how I could do my life. Because
Yes.
so is it my job to pick up Isaiah's torch of bitterness
pain,
and carry
pain.
it forever?
Yeah. And always have a grudge and a pain because of this. It's like, no, you have to live your life.
And this is a good talk that Bucky
Yes,
and Sam
and
have here, too.
Because they're throwing the shield around and bounce around, then Buck grabs it, then he throws it and bounces around. So it's almost like they're bouncing the shield around.
Playing catch, like almost.
And he's like, man, this shield means a lot of different things to a lot of different people, and has like a big history. And none of them knew it was going to be like this.
No.
Yeah.
They thought, oh, I'll pick up the shield and Captain America and it's going to be cool.
No.
There's a whole lot of baggage with that damn thing.
A lot.
Yeah.
And they talk about Isaiah, what happened to him, and something has to be done about it, but it's almost like to what end? Because Isaiah doesn't want it.
No.
Oh, do you think they'll kill me? Isaiah, they're not going to kill you.
No,
Right.
no.
In his heart, he feels that because of what they did to him before.
Yeah, again, it's that fear. It's like, well, if I do
But
come out.
I do love that when Bucky goes, this shield is the only thing left of my friend.
Yep.
And when I see it, it's like I see Steve. It's part of him, and it's part of me. It's my family, and so every time Walker had it, this imposter has my family hostage.
Yeah.
And I want it back,
exactly.
but now it's back with you, Sam. I know it's in the right place.
Exactly, and then he's like, and then if the shield's in the right place, then it kind of validates myself, why I'm doing this.
He did mention something about like, oh, giving the shield to a black man, Black Captain America. Come on, Bucky.
Yeah, that was a little.
Come on, Bucky.
Again, sprinkle a little bit of that SJW stuff. Like,
See, I was more worried. I didn't like that more than the Isaiah thing.
Yeah, because I understand Isaiah has
because remember, Bucky, he picked Sam because he was a good man.
nothing to do with skin color or anything.
And then Sam even told him, you don't have to live up to Steve Rogers' legacy either. And he wasn't always right either. He told him that.
Yeah, he told him that, which was a good answer because, again, he does, because Bucky puts Steve on a pedestal, like a high one. And he kind of dictated his whole life to this point of like, what would Steve do?
He's like, I got his little book, and I'm trying my best to do these things. And I do like the fact that when he was talking to him about like living up to Steve's legacy, and he's like, well, what about you, Bucky? Like, what do you still having those nightmares? And he's like, yeah, every night I have those nightmares. He goes, but what are you trying to do? What are you doing to stop it? Well, I'm trying to make amends for all these people that I wronged. He's like, are you doing it to help them, or are you doing it to make you feel better?
Yep.
And that is the crux of anyone who does something good. I donated to this great cause. Did you do it so you can brag on Twitter? Oh, look, I gave this homeless man some food, but you recorded it for your TikTok video.
Yep.
Oh, I did this great, wonderful thing, but I donated all this food to this homeless shelter. But you made a big, giant Facebook post about it.
Yeah. I like when someone finds out and does it, and you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Some mysterious guy came in and donated $50,000 to the food bank and walked away.
Yeah, like what was it like in New York City? Wasn't it for almost like 20 years?
So dropping those gold ducats.
Gold coins.
Yeah, he would drop them in the Salvation Army. No one knew who it was.
Yeah, gold coins.
Or this happened 2 years ago here where we live, where someone went into a Walmart and paid off everyone's layaways for Christmas and didn't tell nobody. He's like, bring up all the receipts. And it's something like, it came out to like 15, 20 grand.
It was almost $100,000.
He paid a ton of dough, completely anonymous.
That's how you do.
That's how you do it. So I love that because that's a combination on what we call social media now.
Yeah,
where people I'll look at the great and wonderful thing I did. How about you just do it and shut the hell up?
You do it anonymously because then you know, and that's all that matters. You know you did a great thing.
And the funny thing is that with Buck here, he didn't even think about that. He's like, wait a minute, that is kind of like
So get a list of people and names on your list you can help.
He goes, this is the thing which I truly believe this. You are in service to your fellow man is the greatest thing you can do.
Yeah.
You're just be a service to them. And he was to that old man. He was his friend.
And
that's what that old man needed was a friend.
Exactly. But what did the old man say to him? All I want to know was what happened to my son.
But he can't tell him it was me.
But what?
But that's what gonna do.
But that's gonna. I know it's gonna bring him heartache.
Now I know. And then he gets gonna blow his brains out.
But no, but that's what I'm saying. But then again, though, we're not responsible for people's actions.
But you also don't. I ain't setting you up to fall either.
No, that's true. But still,
because what happens? He says, "Oh, I'm glad you told me, and I can't confine you because you're the one that killed him. So what do I do now?
Yeah.
Now I got to kill myself, like what Chris is saying.
Yeah,
that's a tough situation.
That is a tough situation. But if you told him, "Hey, I found some Black Ops stuff. I work for the government. This is what happened.
Your son was killed by some assassin guy." Maybe that's a little
bit.
And
then you don't. Of course, you don't tell him. Yeah, he blows his freaking brains out.
Maybe he might think it's you, but then
he
might
begged
not know.
for his life like a dog.
So you don't say that, but then you say, yeah, he was.
Damn,
he probably fumbled his keys. He was such a loser.
He's like a freaking coward. Oh my god.
He was on the ground begging.
And he goes, and he had a metal arm, and then he looks and sells his metal arm. Oh,
but you know what though? You know what he could say? I know it sounds really
because he's no longer the Winter Soldier.
He could say it was the Winter Soldier, and it was because he's not him anymore. I'm Bucky.
That's a cheap move, but I like it.
Yeah, I know. It's still, again, you are right though. It's not an easy thing to come to a conclusion of.
But just be there for him.
Be there for him.
Am I the only one that wants him to get with that Oriental chick? I kind of do, because she's like a nice lady.
Yeah, I don't know. Buck's everywhere.
Yeah. And then Buck tells him, you get any info about that lady, I'll be here.
Yeah, as soon as you're going out to Carly, let me know and I'll be here.
And that's bro.
Yeah, because they be bros.
Hands up. Even to now we're like, you didn't say like buds.
We're a
couple of guys.
We're partners. We're co-workers.
We're a couple guys.
With the mutual friend. Mutual friend's gone, so we're just guys. It's so stupid.
God, just your good friends.
You're good friends. You're friends now. You're buddies.
You're Ken and Ryu.
Yeah.
You guys are you're ride or die.
You're the new Ken and Ryu.
All you do is just a little pump fists and hit each other boom, and then before you go out and fight.
I absolutely love this scene too because he's still carrying the shield. He's still carrying it. So sorry, Isaiah. I know what you did, but I have my truth.
Yep.
And when I carry the shield, what I do with it is what Captain America is.
See, that whole scene was a catalyst for this whole episode. It wasn't a deterrent. It wasn't a negative. It would turn out to be a very positive.
So he gets back to the boat, and the one last thing before they sell it, he's gonna paint over the mom and dad's name. And it's like, oh.
Yeah, but then she says, I don't want to sell the boat.
And then it's like, this whole time she was the one who wanted to sell it. Then he's like, I'm so happy to hear you say that.
Yeah,
Sam's like, yes.
Sam's like, because again, he accepted it. He's like, you know what? She's gonna sell it. It's fine. And then she's like, nope. And it's like, oh yes.
And he said, I accept. You didn't even say what you said. I accept a lot of things like, but this one was a hard one. I didn't want you to sell this boat.
Yeah.
But this is our family. This is our legacy.
It's our
This is our
history.
history, and we got to keep it because if we don't, no one else is going to.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the family message
And,
here.
now, and the sister said that one of the best lines in the whole series says, "You can't let Isaiah's his thinking get you down.
Yeah,
to
cloud
get you
your mind.
bitter."
Because again, what he said about that boat goes the same thing with that shield.
Yeah.
If we don't keep that legacy alive, the legacy of like what
I am not gonna let Walker be the final thing people think about a Captain America.
Exactly.
A freaking murdering lying sack of garbage. I can't believe
You
it.
gotta turn that page so fast, it's not even funny.
Yeah.
But that was another good scene, and then we see the shield, and this is like yeah.
That's a Rocky montage.
The Rocky
Training.
montage. Remember the scene in Creed 2 when he's working out in the desert? Same thing. He's throwing the shield. Woof, woof. He's doing push-ups. He's running. He's all muscly. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
And he's doing the hits, the bouncing, bing, 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 and he's catching
Doing the
it.
flips and the catching.
All we need is a song from Rocky for almost high here. I just want that song to be playing. I love that song in Rocky
Very
4.
good.
But he's, again, it's like the South Park, their montage song. First you start out, you're not so good, but then you get stronger.
You get a little bit better each time.
Yeah, it's the same, because that's what happens. Because he's doing the flip, and he's kind of missing the shield, but he's
Someone
starting
takes his head off.
Yeah, he's like, oh.
because here's the thing, I'm not a super soldier. I gotta try 3 times as hard.
Yeah.
But he put in the work.
I like he started doing like acrobatics. That's so cool.
Yeah, he's
He
doing
did throw
flips.
it.
And,
So
and it's only
badass.
going to be more amplified when he has his wings. On top of that, like,
And then I like his friggin' nephews. They're all
Yeah, they're like, oh, on your left, oh, you chase him down, get him. Because what am I doing this for? I'm doing it for them. I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for everybody.
And I look at the shield with such like awe.
Because he has a shield, and then the boy's like tracing the star with his finger and the big ass smile on
I
his
love
face.
that. I love you can give me that all day long.
and you know what message I love about that? Anybody can be Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You, me, the person down the road, anyone can be Captain
And
America.
Sam's proving that.
And proving that.
I love it. Look at that
I love
smile
it.
on this little boy's face when he sees
Exactly.
it. My uncle's Captain America.
If
I want
you-
that might be a good thumbnail. That's not a bad one.
Well, it is, and I love
Like
it.
that,
'cause
he's tracing the.
as long
Yeah.
as you stand up and you don't like bullies and you put them down,
I don't care where they're from.
I don't
Yeah.
care where they're from.
All I know is this right here. Uncle Sam is Captain America.
Yeah, Uncle Sam is Captain America.
Literally
Oh
Uncle Sam.
yeah.
And he's the
Nice.
one. He's the I want you, right?
Yeah.
And look at the way Sam's looking at his nephew. Look at these smiles.
Yeah.
Because
It's
he's
so
like, you know what?
genuine.
Whatever Walker did with this shield, that's what Walker did.
Exactly.
God, every time I see good child actors and actresses, I just think of the real bad one in Captain Marvel. I'm like, why?
And-
why
That
look
little
at
girl
different-
sucked.
And like
Yeah,
you
she
said,
did.
These kids are great.
These
I
kids
know.
were awesome. I love these kids.
Look, it was the way they were playing with this shield. Oh, no, we're gonna go.
And whatever
She tries to put it down.
and whatever the government did with that shield is not what that shield.
No, that's not at all. It's just a symbol that's greater than all that. It's,
I know
it's,
that.
It's a symbol. It's a unifier.
Yes.
Get back to Carly, and then we see that French
Leaper.
guy, that Leaper French guy,
Leaper.
and I'm like, whoa, did Sharon call this guy to hook up freaking Carly?
Yeah.
Carly, because it was weird because it was a French person on the phone. But again, though, it
But
could all
because
be
he wants
a
to
trick.
kill Sam, right?
Yeah, that's all he goes.
He
I
doesn't
don't
care about your politics.
I don't care about your cause, whatever. I want to kill the Falcon.
Yeah.
He's like, we'll get you, and we'll get you. But I guess he brought them a bunch of weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
And then look how titillated she is. F you, freaking you piece of Carly.
And
And
that's
then
what-
the other lady's like, we're working with criminals.
Yeah,
now.
the other guy.
The guy's
The
like,
other
what's happening
Yeah,
here? What are you doing?
and I hope he.
But haven't you heard we're criminals too?
And it's like, no, this was never about that.
And he's like, hopefully he turns on her. Because
Yeah.
he's a super soldier too, so he's super strong too.
Yeah, hopefully he gets the thing. I just get away from
Look
her.
at that smile. F you,
Psycho.
you stupid hoe.
Again,
And this is probably one of the worst parts of the episode.
Yeah.
coming up.
But here's the thing though. I guess they're like, oh, we have more people on our side. We're not, because I guess it's supposed to be some type of vote going down here in America. And then she like activates her cell phone. Then everyone in the park, like mindless drones, starts walking towards them.
Well, they're just regular people. They're not super soldiers.
But well, who better to sacrifice than the
Yeah.
pawns?
Yeah, of course.
Who better?
That's how she sees them as.
again, who also said that? Zemo also said this is going to happen to her. She's going to get to a point
Where she's so radical.
where she thinks she's above everyone. And who again? There's a lot.
I'm sorry,
of
Zemo's been right so far.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She thinks
I have to keep saying that.
She thinks she's above everyone. It's
Yeah.
happening, and
Yep.
it's sad because like they try to stop it, but it's happening.
And and Zemo was to the truth because he had the serum in his hands. He could have been a super soldier. He
Yeah,
said, no,
he's
I'm
like,
breaking
no,
that
I'm
crap.
But it's just so stupid. Oh, cell phone activated. We must follow Carly.
But-
It's a little stupid.
Yeah,
the
that
way-
part's just dumb.
It's a
just
little
dumb.
stupid because basically what it means is that they were already like members, and they just, I guess, on a whim, no matter what the thing comes up, oh, we gotta listen.
Wouldn't it would have been better if she didn't just use a phone app at all and just looked at him and they just came towards her?
Or whatever. I don't know.
That's
All
better
this-
than a cell phone.
But it's all stupid.
It's yeah,
Because why would they? But the way that they're walking is almost like they're entranced.
Yeah, like it.
No, we must follow her cause no matter what. Like, they're
Not to be
brainwashed.
weird, but I think they did it better like in Ninja Turtles when they kind of recruited people and it was kind of like
On
they
the
were
street.
on the street, and they looked more like not being so freaking I'm zombie coming to the center. They were like ninja.
It was just weird. It just
Yeah,
the way
it was-
they did that whole scene was
was
just weird.
dumb.
It was weird.
So I guess there's gonna be some big vote
Yeah, they're gonna vote to see if it's legal for the people to move people out of country.
back to their
The
countries
original
of
country
origins.
origin.
Yes.
Because they don't need them anymore.
And like I said, that's an issue that it's like, well, yeah, if this is not your country, then you need to go.
So
I know. But again, though, I know the problem isn't that simple because again, there's people, there's logistics.
But you got to do what you got to
so
do.
Yeah.
so that's on the news, and Sam's listening to it, and then his buddy's like, "Hey, remember all those little hits we got in Europe?
From the
We
flags.
got one in America.
In
He's
New
like,
York.
holy crap, they're gonna be at that vote." And Sam kind of figures it out. And then like, oh dang, Sam knows what's going down. They get into the vote, and then everyone's like, oh, we can't just kick these people out. And then some people are for it, some people are against it. But here's the thing though, well, we don't have the resources, but my country does.
Yep, I know, and that's why I say it's not an easy argument. Just say like, oh, keep them there. Well, then
No,
that's
no,
not.
no, who has the resources? Fucking Wakanda.
Oh,
That's true. But look at it this way: the United States population is cut in half, so we needed them here. We don't need them here anymore. That's why things changed. So we're supposed to let the other Americans that came back. Oh well, forget you.
Or
You don't get your
or
places
any other
anymore.
country like France, England,
Italy. Yeah.
See, but a lot of that. Well, they're probably talking about again because there's like the lady from India and stuff. Here's the thing: so if all these people were just they say they went further west, but who's so sorry, India? So you want us to take in all your people now? They're our responsibility now. They're like these other Eastern
That's
European
hundreds of millions
countries.
of people.
Yeah, I know, and that's where it gets sticky because they're like, well, then we don't have the resources, but then it's like, well, we need to vote and say yes,
what?
and then we can get that.
Yeah, we're gonna get that because what? Bad things are gonna happen anyways. There's so much overpopulation. It's gonna be bad anyways. We gotta move them out.
And of course, the main bad guy person is that the American senator guy.
American
I could do this without a vote, anyways.
I know.
Can
I
you
know.
make
dumb.
it?
That's so
Again, this
bad.
is where
This
where
is
it
the worst
gets
part of the
bad.
episode. This is
It's
the worst
this
parts of the
part.
episode.
Then like some of the security guards are like, wink, we're like the bad guys. Then like they turn off the lights to make it spooky, and then they take over like the thing because they're gonna like we are like like when Anonymous does like their messages, we are the people.
Well, this is like you said, Antifa's wet dream.
There's like, oh, we got people on the inside. That's how cool we are.
Okay,
Oh, sure.
Okay, so let me get this straight, Carly. You're gonna take over this and do
Kill
this.
these people.
And
Kill
for
these
what?
people, and then what's gonna happen? They're gonna crash on you even harder.
They'll have all the world's militaries go after you. That's what's gonna happen. Or assassins. They're gonna kill you. You're not gonna survive.
So your whole idea is gonna come crashing down.
What do you think they're saying? You know what, Carly? You're so right. We're gonna give you what you want. No, Carly, that's not gonna happen. She wants to go on a blaze of girly. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
She can get Scarface. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's gonna get crazy.
She's making so many enemies. She's done.
Because she still has an enemy. I think Shannon's the power broker. Honestly,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
so.
that's bad.
that's probably true.
So then Sam finally opens the box. We get to see what it is, and that's where the episode ends.
I should have had Chloe. Oh.
It's
should've-
going and then it cuts and plays the like you said the friggin' Pulp Fiction music. It's so stupid.
But there is a post-credit scene. We see Walker. And do you remember the old Iron Man cartoon?
No, it's like when he was working on his first Iron Man suit when
Yeah.
he was in that cave.
So Homeboy's making a shield for himself, but it's like made out of regular metal.
Yeah,
That's not even
it's
vibranium.
Kind of like scary because it's like, dude.
But he has a crazy ass look on his face.
Yeah, he does.
And he's taking his old metals and putting them on the shield. Like,
Yeah.
wow, it's so twisted.
Yeah,
This
we're
guy's
get-
out of his damn mind.
We're getting like he's gonna be his own Captain America, and
Not the best version.
Well, and he's
know.
painting it straight up like the regular Captain America. I thought it was gonna be like a different kind of symbol.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be like maybe even black, just straight up like no. It's
And here's the thing,
red, white,
everybody.
blue.
Just because this doofus puts on a Captain America costume doesn't make him Captain
Because
America.
anyone can be put a costume on.
That's literally there's a comic book out there now in Marvel where Captain America is going around America. And there's people wearing Captain America costumes because they're Captain America too. And they're like kids and stuff. Some guy who's a hobo lives on a train and he's Captain
Yeah,
America.
sure he is. I mean, we all can be Captain America, but wearing the costumes that make you Captain America.
Yeah,
either.
exactly. You going out
Same
there
time.
and say I'm Captain America and I kill people. Well, that's not really.
I fight
no.
for the homeless people. Well, okay.
Okay.
I fight for
Yes, yeah.
the poor. Well, that's not what Captain America fights for. Everyone.
Everyone.
A champion against bullies and freedom, but that doesn't
Yeah,
mean
exactly.
specifically like
So
homeless.
he's making his own shield and that's the end of that. So yeah, that big ol' oh, there's gonna be a new character added to Marvel. That's that stupid.
You know what? But it did
Cortez
disappoint
lady.
me not one bit because I don't expect anything anymore. I don't expect it.
WandaVision took me out back and beat me over the head with my shovel, and I don't give
So
a
there's
fuck.
another one. No, some obscure character no one gives a crap about.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was played very poorly too. And I liked Louis
Driver.
Dreyfus, but she played it poorly.
Yeah.
Probably they wanted to play it that way, but it was bad.
And now it's going to make everyone go on Wikipedia and look it up and then say, I knew that all along.
I thought it was Mephisto.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah. At least Agatha had an angle that was kind of a little bit charming in her own kind of weird way. This lady's just
I
irritating.
thought she was a mutant.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was gonna be Wolverine.
Yeah,
Guys, it's
right.
over. We're done with that.
And
But,
again, I don't
one
wanna
more
hear-
episode.
Yeah, no, one more.
One more
That's it.
episode left. So it looks like it's going to be a big bang. You got the Leaper, you got the fake Captain America, you got Sam,
Yep.
Winter Soldier.
Here's the thing: they all show up. Who does Walker fight? Carly, or does he
He's
fight?
gonna- he's gonna go after
Sam?
Carly.
He's got the Crowley because he's the one that killed his friend.
Then I want Sam to get his shield, double shield.
We're gonna see where Zemo escapes. Won't that be funny?
But I don't know. Do you think he's gonna get out of the?
Wakanda with
the raft.
Or the raft.
How's he gonna get out of that?
I don't know.
He couldn't get out of a regular freaking.
You know what's fun fact? Jessica Jones' sister's in the raft. Where she has superpowers, but she started killing people. She went crazy.
Well, there
When
you
she
go.
got this kind of similar serum that Jessica Jones got.
Yeah, so she's super strong. She can
Yeah, and she got acrobatics and stuff.
break it like a twig. So yeah, gonna see how this wraps up.
Yeah.
And one more episode, probably gonna be a big action-packed one.
Yeah, I'm
Oh, yeah.
sure.
And
I
I,
think it's
bet you
gonna
we
be
finally get
nonstop.
the actual Sam
Captain America,
suit.
and I hope it's an hour and a half long because this has
Yes.
been enjoyable.
It's probably about 55 minutes.
Yeah, I
I bet.
guarantee. Yeah.
So, but yeah, a lot of these, all these ideologies are gonna come crashing
Oh
together.
yeah, it's gonna be
Yes.
a mess.
And I like how again, of course, Sam's gonna come out on top,
Yeah.
and his truth is I'm gonna do what's right,
Yep.
how I feel in my heart, and I'm gonna take this shield and I'm gonna protect it.
Do you think he's going to be able to give a speech?
That'd be do
At the end,
At the
and I wonder if we see Rhodey again.
Yeah, we saw him in the beginning.
We saw in the beginning. Also, I hope he sees it. I hope
Yep.
Isaiah sees
Isaiah
it.
sees it.
Mm-hmm.
I hope he does, because maybe it's not going to change his mind, but maybe give him a little bit of peace to let some of that
Hatred.
pain and anger out. You know, to
Let
be
it
like,
go.
Let it go.
Hold on to it with all your clenched fist forever until
No,
you
you
die.
gotta let it go.
You gotta let it go.
Maybe you'll see him with a shield and see him as that, and he puts a smile on his face. Give me that.
Give
with
me
Isaiah.
that. Give me something
At
where
the
it's
end.
like that hope that, you know what, maybe he can.
He
die.
watches on TV.
Exactly. He can have that hope when he dies
Yeah.
that he could be like, I'm at peace.
Yep.
It's okay.